Hello and welcome back, beautiful, lovely Challenger friends. My name is Andrea Nordling. If you're just tuning in, this is the Resolution Rescue Challenge. And I am teaching the 4 things you need to implement right now before you change your diet this year to ensure that you meet your weight loss goals. Pretty juicy. So day 1, we talked about candida overgrowth and the innocent factors that contribute to some things going very wrong internally and how that relates to weight loss, sugar cravings, skin conditions, all kinds of juicy stuff. So make sure that you go back, watch the day 1 video. I loved hearing everybody's takeaways from that video and what you learned about C-sections and just cool stuff. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. But if you have not watched yet, go back and take a little peek at that. Then on day 2, we talked about how your air fresheners are making you fat. Personally, this is my favorite topic because I know how delicate our hormone balance is. As the gentle flowers that we are as women, we can really get ourselves into an imbalance quite quickly. And the environmental toxins in our air fresheners and personal care products do a really good job of that quickly. So understanding that and how it is impacting your liver and your weight loss and how it's actually contributing to weight gain, vitally important. See what I did there? Vital, liver. Anyway, so now we're here for day 3. Day 3 is super cool because we are talking about the #1 nutritional deficiency in America. #1 nutritional deficiency and how this contributes to stalled weight loss. It also contributes to a bunch of other stuff going on in the body. Hopefully, by this point, you're realizing that everything is connected. And if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this challenge, it's to be curious about all of the different symptoms that you have in your body, in your family, as you look at your children. All of these different things that seem unconnected, how are they actually connected? Because they are. That's how our bodies work. Everything works together. All right. So this #1 nutritional deficiency, I have to pull up my list here. #1, did I emphasize? #1. What are some of the symptoms? Short-term symptoms of this nutritional deficiency are hunger, fatigue, anxiety, irritability, depression, cravings, cramps, and headaches. Sounds like a 2-year-old to me. Long-term effects of this deficiency look like heartburn, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, joint pain, back pain, colitis and constipation, migraines, chronic pain conditions like fibromyalgia. Those are the long-term symptoms of this same thing. What is it? What are we talking about? Drum roll. Water. Water is the #1 nutritional deficiency. And in terms of weight loss, and as you can see, everything else going on in our body, it has to be something we talk about. It has to be. So there's a lot of ways that this goes wrong. So I can feel you just about to turn off this video right now for a number of reasons. 1, you think I can't drink more water, I'll be peeing all the time. We're going to talk about that. 2, you're thinking I already drink plenty of liquids, I'm good. Or 3, you're thinking I don't like the taste of water, it's boring. And so you're like ready to, don't do it. We have to break this down a little bit, and I'm going to give you strategies to make all of those concerns irrelevant. So stick with me. This is super important. When you are trying to lose weight, your body has to be able to get rid of the toxins. We talked a lot about this yesterday about if there's no way for all of those toxins to get out of your body when they're released from your tissue, along like happens when you lose fat, when you burn fat, when you're actually using that for fuel in the body, which is totally our goal, guys. That's what we're looking for. You're going to be releasing a lot of other toxins and byproducts into your bloodstream. Your body has to be able to get rid of it. So in terms of weight loss, we have to be able to use our lungs to detoxify and to lose weight, our digestive tract, liver, skin, all of it works together. And none of it works very well if you are dehydrated, point blank. So we have to make sure that you're drinking enough water. How do you know if you're drinking enough water? Well, you are going to do a little calculation. Your body weight divided by 2, so your body weight in pounds, say 150 pounds divided by 2 is 75. That's how many ounces per day of regular plain old water you need to be drinking. Now, caveat to that is that if you are drinking a lot of diuretic beverages, which are beverages that suck up the hydration in your body and actually deplete hydration, like coffee, alcohol, pop. It's called pop, not soda, by the way, just so we're clear. Pop, energy drinks, that juice, these are all diuretics. So you need to actually add more water on top of your baseline to account for that. So if that is at all confusing to you to calculate how much water you should be drinking, check out the cheat sheet that you got the link emailed to you in your challenge email today, and that will spell it all out for you. So number one, you need to figure out how much water you should be drinking. Now, for some of you, you're thinking, I do drink that much water per day, maybe even more. I'm good. Well, here's what I'm going to say to that. You might be, if you do drink a ton of water already, you might be actually flushing valuable minerals out of your body. And that's not good either. We don't want to do that. So my suggestion is to add a pinch of unrefined sea salt to your water that you're going to be drinking, because you are going to be drinking your body weight divided by 2 in ounces. It's happening. Add a little pinchy poo of unrefined salt, and that is going to help your body to retain that hydration. It's going to give you the electrolytes that you need to make it usable in your body instead of just peeing all the time and basically flushing all of those minerals out. So this is Redmond's. Hope you can see that. This is not bright white salt. This is not table salt that was made in a factory, which is how, bright white salt is just sodium and chloride put together, table salt. Well, that's not what our body needs. Our body needs all the rest of the trace minerals and electrolytes, which are the same thing, that come in regular unrefined salt. So this has magnesium, potassium, all of the trace minerals we're pretty deficient in, and it's going to help your body to talk. Okay, electrolytes, think electrical current. Think your body is one big circuit, and if you have enough electrolytes, everything can talk to each other and it conducts the messages. If you are dried up and dehydrated, that's not going to happen. That's really sad. And in fact, like we saw in that bullet point list I just read to you, the long-term effects of dehydration do look like a sad, dried up sponge. Okay, short term, it's like hunger, fatigue, irritability. Like I said, that's like an errant toddler. Womp womp. That's what happens when you're thirsty. Okay, when you haven't had enough water for a day or two. But the long-term effects are way different. So our body needs to have enough fluid. And if you're chronically sucking the hydration out of your body with diuretic beverages and not replacing it, which we do in big gulps of coffee, believe me, I love my coffee too, but I have to drink enough water to replace that every day, which I do. But if we do this long term, we don't drink enough water and we're having tons of diuretic beverages, our body will suck the water, the moisture out of our blood, which means the excess water in our blood gets used up for other processes to keep us alive. So it gets really thick and viscous, and which is why high blood pressure, high cholesterol, things like that can just be a long-term effect of dehydration. This is super important information. Our body can also use fluid from our brain when it's dehydrated. So brain fog, cognition. I mean, it stands to reason that something like confusion in old age could really be made worse by not having enough water. Okay, this is something that is very close and personal to me in my life right now, and I'm thinking how much of this is just due to not drinking any water for the last 20 years. Okay, also, your body will suck up moisture from your connective tissue. So joint pain, chronic back pain, that kind of stuff. That sucks. That's something that will really deteriorate the quality of your life pretty quickly. And if you experience that, you know what I'm talking about. But ask yourself the question, if I have been dehydrated for years and years and years and my body has sucked up every last bit of moisture from the cartilage in my joints, why wouldn't I be sore? So then how do we fix it? We have to rehydrate. Now it takes months to years for that to happen, especially in our joints. Our cartilage is not highly vascular tissue. So to think about replumping up that sponge, it's going to take a little bit, but you can do it. And it's worth it because you don't want to have the long-term effects of dehydration for lots of reasons. Okay, focus. I get passionate, as you can see. Now I'm going to read my notes to make sure I didn't forget anything. Okay, so that's if you already feel like you drink enough water, add sea salt to make sure that you are not just flushing it out. Or if you are concerned about going to the bathroom too often, same thing, okay? Sea salt in the water, critical. But lastly, if you don't like the taste of water, and so your big hang up on drinking enough water every day, and you know you should drink more, and but you don't do it because you don't like the taste of it, I have to offer a little bit of tough love on this one. That's a problem. Our body innately knows that water is what hydrates us, and that's what it's thirsty for. But we have conditioned ourselves to think that hydration is fizzy, it's brightly colored, it's sugary sweet, it's super flavored, and it's like a hyper flavorful experience if you drink pop, if you drink juice, if you drink energy drinks, if you drink beer, if you all of these things. If you never have clear water and you're always putting Crystal Light packets in it, or so many different options, we could never name them all, but if you're always covering up the flavor, the non-flavor of water, you have to recondition your palate to understand that it's just the water that it wants and not those other flavors. So if you're bored by the taste of water, we got to change it. So you got to cut out that other junk for so many different reasons. Now, from a weight loss perspective, it is super toxic to be pumping colors and artificial colors, flavors, and sweeteners into your body. So remember what we talked about yesterday with your sad, overburdened liver. Your overburdened liver does not want Crystal Light packets. It does not want Diet Coke. It does not need more crap to deal with in addition to everything else going on in the body. In fact, it will be very, very happy for you to just drink water and let it process the toxins and fat that it's trying to burn right now and help you out. That's what it wants to do. One step further to that, if you drink sugar pop or sugar, and again, it's pop, it's not soda, guys, you should know that. If you drink sugar pop or sugar energy drinks or sugary coffee, probably not sugary coffee as much unless it's like in a can, but these types of beverages are, juice for sure, are sweetened with high fructose corn syrup for the most part. High fructose corn syrup is only digested in the liver. So fructose is not something that's digested in our stomach. It's only in the liver, which adds more burden to our poor liver, but also can only be turned into fat. So high fructose corn syrup is in a lot of processed foods, but hugely in pop and in sweetened beverages like that. And our body cannot do anything with it but send it to the liver to be converted into fat. And it gets stored around our internal organs, or it gets stored right on our booty. Either way, terrible for weight loss and long-term health. Not good. But also terrible for our kids. Guys, it's not any stretch of the imagination that the amount of juice and pop and sweetened beverages that are being consumed at all times by our kids is a major factor in childhood obesity. Because if we understand that high fructose corn syrup can only be turned into fat and stored on the body, what else is it supposed to do? So if your mom or grandma, an auntie, a friend, a teacher, please get the kids drinking water. Just water, not juice boxes, for sure not pop, not Gatorade, not anything that is going to make them sick or sad. Just water. Water's good. Okay. That's it. That's it for today. I feel like I rambled and gave you my passionate plea for just drinking some water and put a little sea salt in it, for goodness sake, so that your body can actually use it. Your action item for today is to calculate how much water you need to be drinking and actually really take some good notes about how much coffee you drink a day, how many other diuretics you're drinking, so you can get a good calculation on what you should be drinking, how much water you should be drinking, and then you're going to put it into action, of course. So my hope is that you don't just calculate it, but you actually drink said water. A really good way is to just start first thing in the morning with a huge glass of water, 16 to 20 ounces of water before any coffee touches your little lips. Give your liver a jump start in all of its hard work that it's going to do for you all day long by giving it enough water. That's my plea. So I will be back here tomorrow talking about another little side conversation about sleep and how your body loses weight when you're sleeping or not sleeping. So that's another juicy one. And so you'll see me back here with that tomorrow. But in the meantime, if you are entering into the giveaway for today for the challenge, what you need to do is you need to comment with the big takeaway on hydration for you? Is it that you need less diuretics, or is it that you need more water, or that you already drink enough water and you just need to add some sea salt so you are not flushing those minerals? That's what I want to know. What is going to be the action plan for you? And I will see you back here tomorrow.